All right, folks, we are back once again for another great episode of the greatest podcast out there, greatest AEW podcast out there. If I do say so myself, and that is another episode of Off the Top Rope. But before we get into it, Lionel, let them know what they're in for.
We are going to be talking about Best of Super Juniors. Did it live up to the hype? I think so. We will also be talking about Bushiroad selling off its shares to a different company. Is that going to change anything for Japan? We don't know. We'll find out. And of course, we will be talking our review of AEW Dynamite and Collision from this previous week.
Oh yeah. So man, all right. We got all that. Let's just start right off the top with with New Japan. What's going on there, man?
We'll talk about the sale first because there's not much that we could talk about there.
Yeah.
It happened last week. No more information has come out. So a lot of people are like dooming and glooming right now.
Mm-hmm.
And no one knows what's going to happen. All we know is that Bushiroad, who did own New Japan for like the last 12 years, partially, it sold all of its shares of New Japan Pro Wrestling to TV Asahi, someone who had already owned New Japan shares. And the interesting thing is Cyber Agent. Cyber Agent owns the streaming platform Wrestle Universe that Noah is on. I think it also owns parts of Noah and TJPW, Tokyo Jersey Pro Wrestling. The interesting thing about that is that Stardom did not go with that sale, so Bushiroad kept Stardom, and everything from New Japan has been moved over. It's not going to be official until June 30th, so we have a few more weeks before we see any actual changes. So that's going to be sometime like a couple days after Forbidden Door. Personally, I'm going to talk about this real quick. Yeah, do I think anything's going to change? No.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are just kind of dooming and glooming or like clickbaiting to say, oh, we're going to see. I saw someone said we're going to see, and they said Suji's name wrong. And I can't say how they said it. Oh, we're going to see. I'm just going to say his name. We're going to see Yoda Tsuji on WWE TV. I was like, you guys are losers. You don't know what you're talking about. It's probably not going to happen. When do you see any Noah people on WWE TV? When has that happened?
Never.
Exactly.
Only on NXT.
Only on NXT.
And if Yoda Tsuji is showing up, he better not be on NXT.
No, that's not going to
say that right now.
Realistically, I don't think anything's going to change. I think New Japan, if anything is to change, the thing that I want the most, I want New Japan World to be obliterated, and I want it to join Wrestle Universe, because Wrestle Universe is such a good service. That's really it, Prophet. There's not really a lot to talk about here, unless we want to like doom and gloom or like pretend like we know what we're talking about. But if we're gonna be completely honest, no one knows what's going on. Do you have any thoughts on New Japan being sold?
Not really, man. Like, yeah, it's one of those things we just wait and see, right? We'll wait and see what happens. I kind of feel like what we talked before the podcast is what you said before. It's probably just going to be business as usual, and they're just going to keep doing their thing, right? I don't see anything crazy happening, because if they decided to do, I don't know, like decided to do some weird shakeup like that, I'm not sure it's a smart move, right?
No, New Japan's doing really well right now, despite what people are saying. The New Japan Cup today, or New Japan Cup, Jesus Christ, Best of Super Juniors Final today was sold out strong. And I had doubts about who they put into the finals. I think I put it on Blue Sky that it was like, this isn't boring, this isn't bad, it's lazy or something like that. And I don't know which one's worse. I was completely wrong, but we'll talk about that in a second. But New Japan's doing really well right now. Dominion's looking to be a really good show. Like I said, the Best Super Juniors in general was probably one of the best Super Juniors that we've seen easily since the pandemic, but maybe potentially ever. New Japan's doing a lot of really good things right now, and I don't think you change that just because Bushiroad sold high on their stocks, because they also had just sold out the Tokyo Dome this year. So,
Right. Yeah. I agree, man. So let's go to the best of Super Juniors.
Man, uh, first thing I'll say is if y'all have not watched this year's Best Super Juniors, if you usually don't, I think you should. This is probably easily the best Super Juniors that I've watched since I've been watching, and I've been watching New Japan for a long time. Uh, this felt like an actual best of Super Juniors because they had people from all over. Uh, DDT, Noah joined in on this. We had Nick Wayne from AEW. We had Dragon Gate there, CMLL. Like Jun Kazai was there, and him by himself just made the tournament feel so crazy because you never knew what he was gonna do. Like overall, like I think the tournament was really great. I'm not gonna touch on the entire tournament. I would suggest watching Nick Wayne, watch Jun Kasai, watch Robbie X, because Robbie X was probably my favorite of the tournament, this entire tournament. I'm gonna break down semifinals really quick, and then go to the finals really quick. We had two tag teams in the semifinals of Best of Super Juniors. We had Robbie Eagles versus Kosei Fujita. Fujita won and went on. Also, that was a fantastic match, personally. And then we had Yo and Masarat Wato in the other semifinal. I was hoping Wato wouldn't go, but I was also kind of upset that Yo was there because that means we would have had like a repeat of last year's finals. And I thought that was just kind of lazy booking. We did get that. We got Yo versus Kosei Fujita for the Best of Super Juniors, and boy was I wrong.
Oh boy,
dude! The crowd before the match started sounded like a pre-pandemic New Japan crowd.
oh shit!
Like they were yelling, cheering. It was crazy. Like I haven't seen this atmosphere in New Japan at the beginning of a match in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
The match was also fantastic. If there's any match that you should watch from the Best of Super Junior final or Best of Super Junior at all, watch the finals between Fujita and Yo. Because Lord have mercy, was it fantastic. Yo did get the win. So we did not have a Fujita repeat, which I was kind of hoping for. I was hoping he was going to repeat and then go on to actually win the junior title, since he wasn't able to last year from Doki. Yo did win. Yo called the spirit of Shinsuke Nakamura, Okada, Yano, even Robbie Eagles at one point. Like Yo has found himself. He was fantastic. And like I said, I thought that the finals was lazy before I got to the finals. When I watched it, I was like, fuck, I was wrong. This is fantastic. They did what they had to do. They knew their crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was crazy the entire time. The match was fantastic. Yo won. Doki comes out, and Doki did not. Doki is currently the junior heavyweight champion. House of Torture. Doki was not a part of Best Super Junior. He's decided to just take his ball and go home. He came after Yo won, but was not able to get advantage. He got taken out by Yo, and Sho also got taken out by Yo, and the rest of Goto Squad Chaos. And we might see Yo win the junior title for the first time. I am very interested in what they're going to be doing with New Japan right now. I'm assuming it's going to happen at Dominion next week, and Dominion's looking like it's going to be like an old school stacked New Japan Dominion. It's going to be fantastic. Prophet, I know you didn't watch, but do you have any thoughts on anything Best Super Juniors or New Japan?
No, just New Japan in general. I just want to see them keep being consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've had too many of. It's not been as much of an issue lately, but there's been a whole lot of. They do a really really good card, and then the next card for some weird reason is just not necessarily bad, but it's just like not the quality of that previous card. They just never. I won't say never, but it seems like they get in the way of themselves and they just never go up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They always stop and go. I just want them to go. Just keep going.
Yeah, you're right. They do that a lot. This year, they have not been doing that as much. I think every big show this year has been really nice. Like seeing Callum win the IWGP heavyweight championship was really good, despite the fact the internet, Twitter hates everything. So y'all can't just don't take that into account. By the way, just never take Twitter into account because they hate everything. There's miserable people on that app. But Callum winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Suji winning it at Wrestle Kingdom. This Best of Super Junior was great. They're pushing younger stars now. I know Yo is like 37, and people were like, "Oh, they're not pushing younger stars." Yo has never won a Best of Super Junior before. Yo has never won the junior championship, the singles championship before. He might not be young, quote unquote, but this is a new face to be up there. And the match, like I said, with Fuji was fantastic. So it was a well-earned win. I hope Yo wins because I need that title up off of Bushi anyway, to be honest. Or not Bushi, fucking Doki. Sorry, Like, I need that title off of Doki real bad. That's it. Like it was really good overall. If I had MVPs before we move on to Dynamite and Collision, Jun Kasai was fantastic the entire tournament. He put skewers in everybody's head. It was great. Hio was really good from Dragon Gate. Was really fun to watch. Like a very fun character. Nick Wayne showed how good he is. Also, of course, but this Nick Wayne at this point.
It's Nick Wayne, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my full MVP was Robbie X. Robbie X has fucking taken Japan by storm right now, bro. Like, and you would not believe it if you're not watching New Japan. And if you don't know the name Robbie X, if you look at him, you'd be like, this guy's taking Japan over? Yeah, bro. This motherfucker has people in the palm of his hands all the time. If you would have told me he would have won Best of Super Junior, I would have been like, okay, I fully understand. I get it. But overall, the entire tournament was great. I think the only downside, ironically, was not House of Torture. House of Torture did House of Torture things, but not as much. Kanemaru barely did any House of Torture stuff, which was crazy. Like most of his matches he won straight up without any assistance. He was just being old heel master. Funny enough, United Empire, Jacob Austin Young was probably the worst part of Best Super Junior because he had heavyweight Zane J with him, and they were doing a shit ton of interference. But that is one small bad in a very good Best of Super Junior tournament. Like I said, it might be the best one I've watched straight up. So I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, I just want them right after this Best of Super Juniors, knock it out of the park with their next few shows.
Dominion comes up next. It's a really good card. I'm not going to talk about the card now. Eventually, we'll talk about Dominion. We'll talk about Dominion on the show eventually. Mm-hmm. We'll probably talk about Forbidden Door is probably going to be a huge show for our podcast. So
yeah,
y'all keep a lookout for that.
Just a little bit.
That's gonna be a 4-hour show probably. We got to record that a day early.
Shit.
But yeah, that's really it. That's all I had for New Japan. I kept it short. But just know, I would, if you're interested in New Japan, I would take the time to watch Dominion next week when it happens. That's just my personal opinion for anyone that's listening to our voices right now.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's all I had.
Okay. So with that, you want to jump in straight into AEW?
Oh, yeah.
Because, man, Dynamite was kind of crazy, bro.
Speaking of consistency.
Speaking of consistency, every show after the pay-per-view has been insane.
God bless, bro. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
And you would think this week you're like, okay, they're not necessarily building towards Forbidden Door yet. So this show might be, just like one of those in between. Oh, goddamn, no, not at all. They just went insane again.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the jump. How just from the jump you're gonna have the world title matchup being first.
No count out, by the way.
No count out. And then after that, every match just gets progressively crazier. Like a pay-per-view card.
Yeah.
This is like another show that was pay-per-view level. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hand it to you, Lionel, and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about the Dynamite and Collision.
Oh yeah, we are. To just to make sure everyone's aware, though, Prophet said we're not building to Forbidden Door. This is what normally happens. I know there are a lot of new people that are watching AEW right now. I see the videos all the time.
Yeah.
There was one that was called like WWE Shill watched AEW for the first time, which is hilarious.
No. He first time he publicly admitted he was watching AEW. He's probably been watching it in the background.
Yeah, because it's cool to watch AEW now.
It's like those ones that are like LeBron fan watches Michael Jordan for the first time, right? It's like I'm very skeptical of this.
Like, unless you're 12, and if you're 12, you should not be making videos. By the way.
Yeah, no, these are like grown ass men.
Yeah, some older than us talking about they're watching Jordan for the first time. Like, bro, come on.
Like, come on, man. But I digress.
But yeah, talk about Forbidden Door really quick. This happens every year. Forbidden Door, and I already can see people that are going to start talking about it in a couple weeks. Why aren't we building Forbidden Door? What's going on with Forbidden Door? Usually this card is very like thrown together. Usually, because New Japan, Stardom, CMLL, like they have their own things going on, right? So you can't stop what you're doing to go try to build up something for this pay-per-view. Don't worry, we will be seeing people in a couple weeks. Trust me, and you're gonna be getting matches, and then we're gonna see the discourse that we normally see. Is like, oh, was this Forbidden Door wasn't built well because they do this every year. What has been built well though is this match between MJF and Roosh.
Ooh.
So last week, MJF accepted Roosh's challenge. We saw that. This week, to start Dynamite, Roosh was with Renee. He was getting ready to speak. He was talking his talk, and then MJF came in and slapped him in the face. And this resulted in a brawl, and they had to be separated. So that's what made this a no count out. I know I saw people that were confused about why the slap made it a no count out. Does it make sense? Probably not. Don't think about it too much. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens sometimes. Before the match, we catch up with Roosh one more time, and then Andrade steps up, and Andrade's like, "Hey, do it for our people. Become the first Latino AEW World Champion." Roosh puts the mask on. He goes out. MJF comes out in a Matador costume, and MJF gets beat up for about 15 minutes. That's what this match was. MJF will be crafty. He will be able to get some offense in, but really, Roosh was just on top of him wherever he was. There was a point eventually where Roosh's biggest mistake was hitting that you mess with the bull, you get the horns outside and trying to hit it, but going through the guardrail.
Yeah.
Probably his biggest mistake that he made in the entire match, personally. And from that point, it was pretty much over. He got pile driven onto the outside, got messed up on the inside, didn't tap out, but passed out to a MJF submission hold, and that was it. MJF retains. Right after this, MJF is celebrating in the ring. Mark Briscoe comes out, and he stops MJF from attacking Roosh, but Briscoe got beat down too. He got taken advantage of by MJF. He was about to get hit by the belt, but the conglomerate came out and stopped it. MJF limping away, still your AEW World Champion. Prophet, you have any thoughts on our opening segment and our opening match?
Yeah, that opening segment, I it actually caught me off guard, man. Like, because they usually do the early interviews on Collision, right? So they started Dynamite up a little different with that. And, when MJF talked about him being, oh, you're the bull? Well, I'm the matador, bitch. And they started brawling in the back. I was like, oh, okay. MJF was bringing the heat, like, in a different way. Because normally, like, MJF would bring it, like, in different ways. Like, he'll try to talk down to somebody, but no, he was like literally in Roosh's face, bringing it to him.
Bro, MJF has been different this year, honestly. Like it's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
From, I don't know where I was started from. I would guess from his stuff with Hangman. He hasn't really been like as cowardly.
No, he's been more of like probably like one of my favorite heel types is like Mr. Perfect. Where he'll talk his stuff, but man, you're gonna have a hell of a time beating him. Like when he gets in that ring, it's a whole different story, and you gotta beat him. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if you can't beat him, that's it. Like he can wrestle his ass off. So you got to be equally as good, and you got to find a clever way to beat that guy. Which we've seen every time MJF has been if he's 100%, or if he's coming at you and he's determined, you're gonna have a hell of a time beating him, and he's gonna win. If you decide to, let's say, fight him when he's injured, though, you're still gonna have a hell of a time beating him. But he's beatable at that point. That's how Darby Allin eventually took him out, right? He wasn't necessarily injured, but he was hurting from the night before, and Darby took advantage of it, right?
Yeah, with the low blow. Kevin Knight did the same thing, right? Like eventually, like him and Kevin Knight were wrestling, and then Kevin hit that low blow and was able to turn the tide there to keep his TNT title.
Yeah. So I do think MJF, he's just showing himself to be the complete wrestler right now. Like even more so now. Before, it was in stages, right? His title reigns before were, okay, I could show I'm the entertainer. Now I can show I'm the talker. Well, he was the entertainer and talker in the first reign. He still did his wrestling. He did his thing. The second title reign in this, current one, yeah, he still talks and stuff, but he's the wrestler now. He backs his stuff up. He is like, he's taking on anyone and everyone now.
Except for Mark Briscoe.
He'll get to Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, it is such a different dynamic with MJF now. Like you talked about his first title reign, and that was a really good point, because the first half of that title reign was pretty good, right? He was still cowardly, but you would get like a Bryan Danielson match, right? Like the 60-minute Iron Man. What else happened that early in that reign? The Cole match at All In was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Like you would get those, but then you would get like the Jay White match at Full Gear, or the Four Pillars at Double or Nothing. Yeah. Right. So it was like ups and downs, and like it just didn't fit. Right now, like you said, I don't know if I would say found himself. I don't even know what the words I would say personally, but yeah, this reign and his last reign are just leaps and bounds better than what he was doing before.
Right. Yeah, it was before he won the second title, right? We could trace this back before he won the second title. He took that break. And when he took that break, he said in a promo, he didn't necessarily he was going to find himself, but he said something had to change.
That's right, he did say that. That after the tables and tax. That's right.
Yeah, he was like, something has to change. I'm not myself right now. I gotta come back to being myself, because he was still being the MJF from the first title reign, right? And when he came back as this current version of MJF. He talks his stuff, but he gets in that ring, he takes care of business. Yeah. Right? And it's almost like it's two different versions of MJF. This is the current version, like after the second title reign till now. This is my favorite version, honestly.
Oh yeah,
because he's in there, he's taking care of business. He showed you he can wrestle his ass off. Yeah, he can heal it up a little bit,
as he should.
As he should, because I like to say he's the only natural heel in pro wrestling right now. Yeah, the only actual heel, actually. Yeah. And there's now instead of like having all these other things like having to wait for him to cheat and stuff like that. No, it's not that. You have to actually beat him now, which is a whole different dynamic.
It's just such an interesting thing with MJF right now. And then just also shout out to Roosh, because Roosh was just fantastic in this match. It was like, and the fact that it opened too was crazy. But Roosh went out there, he did his thing. I mean, Roosh has been a world champion before in Ring of Honor, right? Twice.
Ring of Honor, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, Roosh has always been great. So it's nice to like see this opportunity. This is one of the things that AEW was missing also was being able to get new people on TV more, right? And I know a lot of people don't like the squash matches. I haven't been the biggest fan of a lot of squash matches also, but they're working, right? Yeah. Like, Roosh was squashing people for a month, and it was working. He got on the mic more. He got over a lot more. It was working. So, as much as I am also not the biggest fan of all these, like, this person in action matches over, like, the last 2 months, they're showing that they're working.
Well, believe it or not, I'm actually a fan of those matches.
Really?
Yeah, because you can't have... The only way to start establishing certain people, or to start establishing people, you can't do 60-minute Iron Man every week, right?
Yeah.
And they have to get wins on the board. So, what better way? And then you also want to showcase this wrestler. Part of the problem with AEW before was, I'll just use Daniel Garcia as an example. And this did not happen, okay? It would be like, okay, Daniel Garcia wrestles one match and then he's in the world championship contention. He's got a world title match, right?
Yeah.
But he only won, one match against Griff Garrison. Okay? Mm-hmm. Sorry about crapping on you, Griff Garrison. I don't mean it.
But that's what it would be before, right? It would be like you would get like the graphic, right? It would be someone versus someone, right? Like someone that is on AEW versus someone that's mostly on Ring of Honor, right? And that's what will happen. That they would win. They would win that match most likely on a Collision, and then on Dynamite they would go and wrestle like the TNT champion or something, and then lose that match, right?
Right.
So in a way, I do get what you're saying is more interesting. I wish they would. They don't have to be like uber competitive, but I wish they would bring like more like Ring of Honor people into, like how they did Beef on Collision, and it was nice to see Beef on AEW. But those things I would like to see, and it's still a squash, right? But you have contracted talent, put them on TV, get them opportunities also.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. But it establishes that star, and now they have the thing where it's like, oh, this guy's got a win streak, right? This guy's coming in hot. He's got a win streak, and everybody's like, oh yeah, he has been winning all these weeks. Okay, yeah, maybe he does deserve a title shot. It's not out of nowhere. It's like, hey, he's just been beating people all these weeks. They're doing the same with God bless it, Mark Briscoe now.
Well, Mark got to wrestle Leo Rush this week. Right.
That was a little longer of a match, but we'll get into that. Actually, that's probably the next one we're getting into. But let me get back to MJF and Roosh. Yeah. MJF versus Roosh was a fantastic match. I loved every minute of it. The thing I do keep catching on to, and they're doing it a lot now in AEW, and it's great, is when people get injured during a match, right? They're not suddenly like, oh, I'm going to snap my stuff back in and you'll never see it again. No, they're carrying the injuries throughout the match.
Well,
right?
MJF really did get hurt, apparently, right? Like, he apparently he hyperextended his knee. And then Roosh was a badass, right? He just popped his shoulder back in, apparently. But yeah, he also carried that through the match. So yeah, it's a really good point. Like, they're doing a lot more selling than they were before.
Right.
Well, it's not everybody. There's still some people in AEW who don't do it. I'm not going to name names right now. The one of them may have been on one of these shows this week. Then we might talk about that. But
yeah, you're totally you guys. What he's saying is you're totally going to find out whether it's Dynamite or Collision. We're going to talk about.
it's on Collision.
Oh no. Yeah, I didn't know that MJF hyperextended his knee. Oh boy.
Yeah,
That's when he was running out, he was like, and he was limping out. And I was like, oh, either Roosh messed him up or he really messed his knee up.
No, that might have been legit.
Oh man. Oh, because you know what? When he went to kick Briscoe in the nuts, he kicked him, and then he was like, "Oh God!" He bowled over. I was like, "Oh, man, okay, he's really selling this at the end of the match. All right." That's what I thought.
I mean, technically, that's not wrong. He was selling, but you know, it might have been more legit than we thought.
It might have been legit.
Speaking of Mark Briscoe, let's get into this match. He did just get beat up by MJF, but he was out there. He said he wanted to fight, and Blackheart Leo Rush was the one to give it to him. While he was going in the ring, Orange Cassidy and the rest of the conglomeration did the thing again where they stayed frozen, including Ishii. Ishii also did it. And Leo Rush kind of just walked past him, and then they started moving, and then they stopped, and then Leo Rush turned around to see if they were there. They froze again, and then they ran off. Hilarious. But yeah, we go back to Mark Briscoe, Leo Rush. Leo Rush got on TV again, which is great. There's a clip on we put a clip up on like everywhere at this point, so if you haven't seen it on like TikTok and everywhere, you definitely should see that. Leo did lose because you know that was gonna happen, right? Overall, really good match. Like, it was a really good showcase for both Briscoe and Leo Rush. Briscoe did win, and then took the mic, and then had a hell of a promo. Hell of a promo. I don't even want to say if I was a big fan of it or not. I'm going to leave my opinion out of this for right now. I'm not going to touch on it because people might kill me. But yeah, Mark Briscoe was talking about Jay Briscoe, talking about like the grief of losing his brother, the grief that he felt like, and then he was able to be on AEW the next week, signed officially, like making his AEW debut after Jay was gone. Then he talked about all of his issues that he had, that he was in grief. He was in a good place with conglomeration. Then MJF showed up. He never hated anyone more in his life. And basically, he said, hey, I beat you before. Wrestle me. I want a world title shot. Is basically what that promo was. Everyone loved the promo. I thought it was, the beginning was like a little for me, but it picked up at the end. Prophet, what were your thoughts on the match and the promo segment?
The match between him and Blackheart and Leo Rush was entertaining, man. Mm-hmm. Like, there was that one point where they were just screaming at each other. I was like,
bang, bang.
They were both doing the Cactus Jack, which I was, I was saving it for this. I was going to say, Mark Briscoe, to me, like right now, is I hope people do not take this a complete wrong way while I'm saying this, is like the better wrestling version of Mick Foley.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I fully get what you're saying. The internet's full of dumb people. Twitter likes to misconstrue things anyway. So people are going to probably try to take that out of context, but really, I know exactly what you're saying.
Right. I'm not dishing on Mick Foley because Mick Foley's career, if you ever looked at everything that he did, was pretty insane. It was a great career.
The fact that he's still walking is a miracle.
The fact that he's walking is a miracle. It is a very good miracle. Mm-hmm. I'm glad he's still walking. Mm-hmm. But I'm just, but in general, I feel like Mark Briscoe is like, I would say Mick Foley 2.0, right?
Yeah, that evolution.
Right. He would be like the next step. Like, So when he did the Bang Bang thing, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I see it.
I mean, he's been doing it a long time, but now that
Yeah.
Mick Foley's in there, you can really like think about it, right? Because Foley's there now. He's in AEW.
Yeah. But yeah, the match with him and Leo Rush was entertaining. It was really entertaining. We already said it. Blackheart Leo Rush is the best version of Leo Rush right now.
Oh yeah.
My thoughts were like, you know what? He's crazy. Mark Briscoe's crazy. Mark Briscoe likes crazy people. He might just invite him to the conglomeration.
That would be hilarious. I think Orange Cassidy would veto it because I think Orange Cassidy specifically is very scared of Blackheart Leo Rush.
Yeah. But yeah, all of his interactions with the conglomeration is just hilarious. But his promo about I thought his promo was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I liked it. Man, it was when you look back at it and look back at what happened and all that stuff, and then he appeared on Dynamite, the next week. It almost feels like, and this is just me looking on the outside looking in. I don't know the particulars or anything like that, but it almost feels like they were gonna both debut that day on Dynamite.
There is a potential. There was a because we don't fully know the story, right? But
Right.
they got Trey Miguel'd pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why they were like on Ring of Honor a majority of the time that they both while Jay was around. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. We're not gonna know exactly what happened, right? We don't fully know what Trey Miguel, right? We're not gonna know why people like Trey Miguel were not able to get in AEW, but certain other people who have done similar things are in AEW. We're never gonna know that,
Right.
but yeah, we don't know what happened after Jay died. That was the Jay Briscoe Memorial Show, and something must happen where they caught on. He got on TV, and then he went from being blackballed from AEW TV to now being a mainstay a couple years later.
Yeah. Yeah. But so that part, the first part of it was hard. It was hard to it was hard to hear because if you followed it the whole time, that whole situation sucked. Mm-hmm. Right? Those guys should have been on AEW TV the whole time. They were just they were fit. They were literally molded for it.
Yeah, the fact that they never got to hold the AEW Tag Team Championships, when you know that they would have, because they were at that point, they were one of the best teams. They had that series of 3 with FTR, which was still probably one of the best Ring of Honor series in the Tony Khan era of Ring of Honor.
Right.
It just, yeah, to your point, it just, they potentially could have both been on together that next week, but it just sucks that Jay never really got that opportunity. He was gone before then.
And I know for a fact Jay would have been world champion.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he wouldn't have. Right?
Jay Briscoe is a top 10 promo in professional wrestling when he was on his shit, bro. So yeah, he would have fit in with AEW like a glove.
Yeah. But yeah, just in general, like the first part of it, yeah, I could get why some people would be like, the first part of the promo, because that's all that is ugh, it's hard. It's hard to hear, but hey, it's true. It's what happened, right?
Yeah.
But the whole promo, the promo as a whole, that shit had so much emotion, so much everything in it. To me, it was great. It was a great promo, and actually, in my opinion, it's probably one of his best.
Yeah.
By far, because of how much emotion was in it and how you kind of felt you felt it. Right? That was one of those ones that was deep down, and hey, we're eventually going to get the match between him and MJF eventually, but we'll see who MJF ducks him with next, though.
Yeah. I mean, they have the excuse now, right? If MJF really the hyperextend his knee, he's gonna be out for probably a couple weeks at least.
Oh yeah, minimum.
Yeah, so we will see. Next up, we had a promo package, a in-ring promo segment, and a backstage promo segment. So we're just gonna knock all three of those out together really quick. The vignette was the end of Jet Speed. They throw it in our faces again because we're getting prepped for that TNT title match between Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. After that, what feels like the first in-ring promo for the women since the Alex Windsor promo with Tekla. Tekla showed up, and she gave a history about who she was. She used to be an idol killer, and she said she wants to bring death to Stardom, and then they grabbed the ladder, and Tekla spit on the Tron where Stardom was, and the entire Stardom roster and Taro Okada lost their minds on Twitter. Talk about we're not building a forbidden door. Right now, Tekla is the forbidden door. So someone from Stardom is going to come wrestle her. Who is it going to be? It ain't going to be any of the big people, so I think y'all should just be prepared for that. It's not going to be Saya, so y'all just calm down. It's going to be someone who's going to be taking the loss. We just don't know who yet.
Yeah.
And then after that one, we had a backstage promo with Will Ospreay and the Death Riders. Daniel Garcia finally got checked for how he's been talking to Ospreay. Finally. He calls him Young Boy Billy and all this stuff. Like, yeah, you're ready. And then Moxley came up and was like, what are you doing? He's like, you know what? You're right. My bad. Which was hilarious.
Moxley just came up and was like, shut your ass up. He was like, oh, yeah, you right.
Garcia was like, yep. I'm going to do just that. And then another motivational speech by Moxley. And he said he's starting to see it. Moxley is training the future ace. I think we've all been overthinking this. Mm-hmm. What has been the motto of the Death Riders this entire time? He wants to turn AEW into an image of himself. And Lord has he. And now that he has, he's upset about the gang warfare that's happening right now. Bro, you started all this shit.
Started everything.
He was like, gang warfare, I don't like it. It's like, bro, you did this. Remember what you did last year? You might have forgot. The fans might have forgot. I ain't forget. I know exactly what kind of person you were last year.
You destroyed my favorite show.
It has not come back. You took it off the air. You held the world title hostage for almost a year. We ain't see it in almost a year. Just because they cheering you now. I ain't forget, Moxley. I ain't forget. But yeah, he's training Ospreay up. This is what he wanted. He wanted someone to pass AEW down to. And that's the story. We got it. It's Ospreay. And that's really it. Prophet, do you have any thoughts on the vignette, the in-ring promo, or the backstage promo?
The promo with Tekla was fantastic. Again, she comes on screen. She's literally one of the best things on screen, right? Mm-hmm. And her declaring war on Stardom, I want to see where this goes. Because I want to see Tekla just popping up at random Stardom shows like everywhere now.
you know, New Japan was going to do this too. Because Gabe Kidd showed up in New Japan and attacked Tsuji, and I think that was going to set up something for them. But then Gabe Kidd got hurt, right? He separated his shoulder, so Tekla's just. I think Tekla's going to do it anyway because Tekla's hated Stardom for how long now at this point, right? So it's bound to happen, and it's interesting to see.
Yeah. Just the backstage promo with fucking Moxley just telling Daniel Garcia to shut up.
What are you doing? He's like, you're right, my bad.
It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. It was just, I thought it was hilarious. He just immediately apologized and backed down.
And didn't say a word the rest of that promo.
He was just looking down, just, oh, okay. Like, sorry, Mox.
I got in trouble.
Yeah, I thought that was great too. And just Mox is, just saying like, hey, your neck's ready. We got you ready. That guy hasn't changed. You have changed. You're a better wrestler now. You know, you could take him out. I think, but I'm just waiting to see. Wembley Stadium. Ospreay wins that title. What are the Death Riders going to do?
I have a thought, and I think it's going to be nothing.
Nothing.
I right now, I don't think that Moxley wants to try to beat Ospreay for that title. That could change because we're not seeing anything yet, right? Like,
yeah.
We haven't seen anything subtle yet. It's a possibility that can change, but right now it feels like Moxley is like just kind of doing this because remember he did say that nothing with Ospreay was personal, even though he broke his neck. But that's a whole nother story. We don't have to worry about that. Don't think about that too much, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like either something's gonna happen to where it starts becoming like it is now. It's not subtle to being subtle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's another one we're going to talk about later that is for sure not going to be subtle when it happens.
No. No, it is not.
No, it's not, right?
God, if it's the one I'm thinking about, I am disappointed.
We're going to get to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just going to see the hints. And the hints won't be from Moxley himself. Because how the Death Riders roll is some of the lower ones will start showing it first. And then it goes up the ladder, right? So you'll see it from Yuta and Garcia first. And then it'll go up to Claudio. When it gets to Claudio, you're kind of in trouble. That's a problem. And then Pac. Well, it'll go Pac, then Claudio.
Pac don't like him anyway.
Yeah. So Pac is looking for any excuse to do something to him. So we're going to see.
We're going to go next up. There's not much to talk about this next match. It was a squash. Andrade beat DK Vondu pretty quickly and then called out MJF. He's, he wants that title now that MJF has it. Not really a lot to talk about there. Kind of expected. The next thing is a very huge point of conversation. Don Callis is out there after Andrade wins his match. We're not going to talk about his teeth falling out. I just want to say it right now. I'm going to say it right now that Don Callis' teeth fell out when he did this, but I'm not going to mention it again.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention it again. That was it.
No.
We're not going to make a joke out of it. His teeth fell out. He got excited. Whatever.
But hey, man. But in the words of Andrade El Idolo, how you know?
You know what? You're right. I don't know. I don't. It could have been anything.
It could have been anything. You could have been chewing some gum and it fell out.
Yeah,
how do you know?
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah? No, it's totally his teeth.
It's totally his teeth. One thing that was not subtle at all was the new member of the Don Callis family. Mm-hmm. The Jet, Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
The TNT titles made its way back into the Don Callis family. And this is what sets up the beginning of Speedball versus the Jet. Prophet, before we talk about the match, we gotta talk about Kevin Knight. What were your thoughts about Kevin Knight joining the Don Callis family?
So, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it at all. But Kevin Knight's gonna have a problem. A Kyle Fletcher problem pretty soon.
Yeah, in storyline and in just in general, it just personally I fully understand why it happened, right? I think Don Callis gets a lot of credit for Kyle Fletcher and for Takeshita, but I think I would have preferred two things. One, Kevin Knight being with Don Callis makes the most sense because that is the easiest way to get him booed.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it wasn't hard anyway. The crowd was already booing him to begin with, right? Remember that promo from last week?
Mm-hmm.
They booed him up out of the building. So I don't know what that was, but two, I don't think he's gonna get lost in shuffle because I don't think anyone has joined the Don Callis family and got hurt by it. But it is a little sad that he's part of it and not standing on his own. But this
Okay.
easily could be like a story thing, right? Because we don't know how Fletcher thinks, other than Twitter. But you know how Kyle Fletcher's on Twitter. You never know. Like, he just says random shit on Twitter,
Right.
right? So, but when we saw them interact for the first time last week, he was looking at that TNT title.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know what we're doing here. In my personal opinion, does it make sense for Kevin Knight to be in the Don Callis family? Yes, but I would have preferred at least attempting to stand on his own for a little bit, just to see what would happen first.
So I have a theory on it because Kevin Knight made his intentions very clear.
Yeah, Jet 2 belts.
So I feel like this is a very temporary alliance. He's not going to be in the Don Callis family for a long time. It's very temporary. But, he came in, but he might come out with, losing his TNT title and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
He might get to the point of getting to the world title, but he's gonna pay for it with something else. Losing his TNT title to somebody like, to like Kyle Fletcher or somebody else within the Don Callis family. Because the one thing Don Callis wants is all the belts in the Don Callis family. He doesn't really care how he gets it.
In a way, he's kind of screwing over Andrade too, right? Because Andrade's been wanting a world title shot for a while, and he's been delayed now for a few months.
Right.
And now someone's coming into the Don Callis family, and Don is basically saying, like, eventually you're going to get that title shot. Are you cutting the line for Andrade too? That's two people in the family that are probably not going to be happy with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you saw the look that he gave him, that Andrade gave him after he said that. He's like, wait, what do you mean? Hold on. So, yeah.
Yeah, we will see where it goes. Like, right away, like I said, I get it. Not the biggest fan of it. But we will see. We actually kind of saw it pay dividends already in this TNT title match between Kevin Knight and Speedball. Because the first, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long the first little bit was, it was straight up Speedball and Kevin Knight. And Lord, was it a match.
Oh, man, it was.
I think the main thing that people have been talking about the most is that Speedball round kick counter while Kevin Knight was in the air.
Yeah.
Bro. But they had, a few moments like that. I'm so happy that they broke up. And I am assuming that this is not over because of how this ended. And I'm going to talk about how it ended right now. Kevin Knight was starting to be in a losing position a little bit. He wasn't about to be pinned or anything like that. But they were on the top rope. Don Callis came to interrupt. The rest of the family came in, basically took out Speedball pretty much. And Kevin Knight is using that Uranage as a finisher. His Uranage looks vicious, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, LA Dojo, training with Shibata, was with Jay White. And Jay White probably has one of the best Uranages that we've seen. Kevin Knight's might be a little bit better. And then, Kevin Knight was able to get the win. That's his 5th defense of the TNT title, by the way. Very quietly doing a lot of really good things, despite the fact that he had to really cheat to win this one against Speedball, which is why I think this is not over. And then Kevin Knight is on the mic. He says he linked up with Dom Perignon. Dom Perignon. And he's waiting for MJF because he's going to become Jet 2 belts. We're going to have some more problems in the family. Prophet, what were your thoughts on this match?
Oh, that match was fantastic between Speedball and Kevin Knight. I feel like this is going to be a series. We're going to get a best of something going on. Because, I agree with you. For sure, this is not over. Speedball's a little too hard-headed for that.
Would it be selfish of me of wanting this to go until All In?
I mean, it could.
And ending with a Speedball victory?
Because, if you think about it, right? We could get to the point where... So since the Jet is now with the Don Callis family, what usually happens when somebody tries to get to somebody in the Don Callis family?
The rest of the family swarms them.
Yeah, you have to fight the whole family to get to that one person. especially after they beat you, right? So there's enough people in the Don Callis family to stretch this out to All In if we really wanted to.
B-Ball has history with a couple of them already, right? Like Jake Doyle,
Yeah.
who was outside during the match, which was very interesting to see.
Yep. So we have Jake Doyle. You could go after him first because that was the first guy that interrupted his match.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just runs the gauntlet, right? He goes, against Trent Beretta, and then Rocky. And then, his final guys are like Brian Cage and like Andrade gets forced to do something. He gets forced to wrestle him.
Mm-hmm.
Or Andrade gets sent somewhere else. They're throwing Andrade everywhere. Don Callis is.
Everywhere away from the world title, by the way.
Yeah. Everywhere but the world title, which is going to piss him off.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we can make this last until all the way till All In.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be great.
I would love it. Next up, we had 2 backstage segments. We're going to knock those out together. Basically, the Young Bucks tried to call out the Dogs for the number 1 contendership because the Young Bucks think that they are the number 1 contenders. And Nick Jackson did the what the dog doing for the internet. He winked at us. The internet went crazy. The crowd had no idea what was going on, which was hilarious. But yeah, basically, the Young Bucks want a match against the Dogs to quote unquote seal the number 1 contendership for the tag team championships. The Dogs already think they're the number 1 contenders, and the Dogs said, "Hey, we'll do what we want. It's gonna be this Wednesday. It's already confirmed, so we're gonna get this week." And then after that, MJF is in it didn't look like an ice bath. He was just in some water, just sitting. I think because of that knee, probably trying to like do something with it, right?
Yeah.
Had a promo segment. He basically was like, "Hey, I already told Briscoe no. He stopped asking me. It's not going to happen." And then that was really it. Prof, you have any thoughts on those 2 moments?
The fact that they had the Dogs had 40s with the picture of them doing
The 5-second pose.
the 5-second pose from last week is hilarious.
It was so great. The Dogs fit in AEW so well.
Oh yeah.
Just so well. Also, they have 2 different feuds going on, which we'll talk about on Collision. But I like what AEW's been doing lately. Like, it's not just like one team and one team. Like, the Dogs are actively feuding with Bullet Club or Bang Bang Gang and the Bucks now too. There's a couple other things that'll happen like this too. It's so nice to see. Like, it's not just like one dimensional. I love that.
I'm just saying, where's Jay White?
I thought he was gonna come back again this week.
I'm just gonna hear this every week now, right?
Bro, the match between Clark and Juice went so long. I was like, something has to happen here. And something did happen. It just wasn't Jay White. Probably Forbidden Door at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Or if it's not Forbidden Door, bro, I don't know. I'm just gonna stop asking.
Nope, I'm just gonna keep asking.
Hashtag where's Jay White?
Yeah, where is he? Tony, where the hell is he?
That clip is also on TikTok and YouTube Shorts if you want to watch that also, by the way. Next up, we had our wild card, which we will talk about in a second, versus Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor came out first. We were waiting to see who it was, and boy howdy. Probably easily like the loudest pop of the night. Probably the loudest pop in AEW in like non-pay-per-view in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Mercedes Moné, CEO, new music, comes out. The crowd goes insane. I go insane. Everyone lost their minds. Everyone was doing the CEO dance. Everyone was happy. Mercedes came out looking just ready, stunning, fantastic. And boy, the energy shifted. And it did an energy shift. Remember what we were talking about last week?
Yeah.
The women's division deserves it better. I didn't hear shit about that this week.
Uh-huh.
Not a thing.
Not a goddamn thing.
Not a thing.
Yep. See, we even said it. When Mercedes is there, or Mercedes and Tony Storm is there, there is a shift.
And boy, was there a shift. almost felt bad for Windsor for a little bit because there were points where Alex Windsor getting booed, and I was like, y'all, please.
Like, come on now.
I get it. I booed her too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I booed her too.
God bless it.
But, hey, bro, it's Mercedes. What am I going to do? You were with me and my sister when I was the only one cheering for Mercedes at Double or Nothing.
I mean, it was Mercedes versus Willow, dude.
And I was CEOing.
Everybody was CEOing.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody.
That is true.
Like
that crowd was a lot more split than it probably should have been.
Like, it just happens, okay? Like, the song starts playing, everybody's doing it, and then you got to do it. You just, it's the weirdest peer pressure ever.
This ain't weird for me. I do it immediately. I'm doing it, Prophet. I'm doing it right now.
God damn it.
But I'm not gonna talk too much about the match. Overall, the match was fantastic. Mercedes is back off of anything. I am curious if Willow didn't get hurt. What was Mercedes' plan to come back? It wasn't this.
Right.
It couldn't have been this.
Couldn't have been that.
I really want to know what the plan was. I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm really curious. Mercedes and Alex Windsor had a fantastic match. Mercedes doesn't look like she lost a step. I mean, granted, I think the last time she wrestled was maybe a month and a half ago. Like, it wasn't that long ago. Mercedes did get the win. I think to the surprise of no one, I think, at this point. Because once they saw it was Mercedes, everyone was like, oh, this is it. And then Mercedes being in the Owen gives the women's side, an actual story now. Because it didn't have one before.
Right.
It's just, again, like you said, Prophet, energy shifted as soon as Mercedes showed up.
Yep.
There was also a point where Mercedes looked like she was getting upset. She was like, it's okay. I went to therapy. Everything's okay. We found out a couple of days later that was a lie. But we don't have to worry about that for right now. Mercedes did win. And she is going to face the winner of Persephone and Hasuki next week on this summer blockbuster episode of Dynamite. Prophet, what were your thoughts on Mercedes' return and the match overall?
So the Mercedes return, I was like, well, one, there's no way she's going to lose to Alex Windsor because it's Mercedes. We already know now. It's like the Osprey thing, right? We already know where one side of the bracket where that's going now. Like 100% where it's going now.
Yeah, she got to be in the finals.
She's going to be in the finals. There's no way she's not. The other side of the bracket, I almost feel like is determined also. I feel like it's going to be Mercedes and Athena now. But before I thought it was going to be Willow and Athena. So,
right. I think we've said that on the podcast, right? We thought it was going to be Willow and Athena, and then Willow got hurt.
Yeah. It was either going to be Willow or Athena or Persephone and Athena. Mm-hmm. Either one.
I mean, we found out it wasn't going to be Persephone because
it's not going to be Persephone now.
We'll talk about that on Collision.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mercedes being in this by default just gives us a story, right? Like, now Mercedes is hunting for vengeance. I mean, we found out on Saturday that she's really hunting for vengeance. But so it would be Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor did beat her for the New Japan, or not for the New Japan Strong Open Women's Championship. It was the CMLL. No, it was the Red Pro. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Alex Windsor did beat Mercedes for the Red Pro Women's Championship. That was the thing that happened. Mercedes now avenged that loss. Mercedes had the potential to defend the loss against Persephone if Persephone would have gone on. We'll talk about that more on Collision.
Yep.
I guess we already kind of said it, but I guess it doesn't matter. We'll still tease it.
I was trying. I was trying. But you had to flat out say it.
Bro, that's my bad. I have a problem. Prophet, I have a problem. We'll still tease it. We'll pretend like I didn't ruin it, but we'll tease it.
It's too late, bro.
We'll tease it. Who is going to wrestle Mercedes next week? We don't know.
Lord have mercy. No, it's too late.
We don't know. We don't know. But and then we have Athena's side of the bracket. I mean, Mercedes in the finals. Athena technically gets to have revenge on Mercedes at that point. Yeah. If that would be the case, right? So there's already like so much story in there. Like, it's just adding one person, Mercedes, just completely flipped what already was a great Owen bracket into something that is just incredible. It was already better than the men's. Now, by default, this might be probably the best Owen bracket that we've ever had. It's interesting. We will see. We will see what happens on Collision because we don't know yet.
Oh, my goodness.
Next up, we had a couple backstage segments, and basically, we had a segment with TJ and Divine Dominion. We confirmed that they're gonna wrestle on Collision, for the tag team championships. That should be an interesting one to see. We have Don Callis sending a message. Don Callis and Okada sending a message to Takeshita. Okada looks very weird without a title, by the way.
Right?
Very weird. It felt weird. But Okada is still coming after the International Championship, so we will see what happens there. And then Tommaso Ciampa calls out Jericho again. He's still waiting for Jericho. It's been a while. Ciampa's been showing up on every show calling out Jericho. I'm guessing that's going to be happening till after Forbidden Door because Jericho ain't going to be on that show. Any thoughts on those 3 segments?
No, not really.
I get it. Not much really there.
There's not much there.
Something that had a lot was our main event for Dynamite. Owen Hart semifinal. Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis. And the Death Riders. And Don Callis family. That was the thing that happened. Everyone was out there. Ospreay came out. Mark Davis came out. You could already tell this was a different match. Mark Davis was trying to break Ospreay's neck. Ospreay's a lot stronger than he was before. Wasn't happening. We eventually get a lot of interference. Basically, all the Don Callis family, other than Kevin Knight, and all of the Death Riders came out. Takeshita came out at one point. There was a lot of people go out and about for a part of this match. Eventually, though, Ospreay hit the sickest way that I think I've ever seen anyone get into an armbar. He did his normal float over, but from the float over, Mark Davis tried to outpower him, and then Ospreay reversed that power into the I'm not calling it death ground, into the arm break, into the armbar. Mm-hmm. Just incredible. Mark Davis tapped out immediately. Just fantastic. I didn't talk too much about the match, but the match was incredible. Lord have mercy. Even with all the interference that happened, I think that just added to this. It was just incredible. Prophet, what do you think about the main event?
The main event was excellent. Ospreay and Mark Davis came out and put on a hell of a match. And the fact that Davis, every second, he was trying to break Ospreay's neck again. And Ospreay was kind of like, I've been working with the Death Riders doing neck bridges.
He's 100% now.
So, Ospreay's a beast now. Well, even more of a beast than he was before. Mm-hmm. And he's got submissions now, too. He's a problem. The main thing is we already know Ospreay's getting there. We're getting Ospreay swerve in the men's finals. Because if we are, that's going to be good.
I feel like we have to, right? No offense to Brody King. I do not mean this by any offense. But I think we need that rematch from Forbidden Door from, 2 years ago? A year ago? Whenever that was? Yep. 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Oh my God, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Oh my God, 2020. It was 2024. How time flies, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. But what were your overall thoughts on Dynamite before we move over to Collision?
Oh, Dynamite was excellent. Top to bottom. It was an excellent show. It just felt like it felt like a televised pay-per-view. That's what it felt like.
It was so good.
It was excellent.
Good. We're moving on to a Collision that was honestly just as good.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. We start with the women's tag team championships. Divine Dominion versus TJ. And it was a match. Don't get me wrong. It was a match. I think we expect this. I low-key feel like Anna Jay does not get a lot of credit. I think even I discredited her a couple weeks ago, honestly. I think she did really well. She did really well in this match. And Ty, I don't have to get started on Ty. She's one of the most underrated women on that roster right now, personally, in my opinion. But they were not going to get past the Divine Dominion. We said it last week. We're saying it now. Divine Dominion takes the win. Ty was upset outside, but it was I think it was clear. I don't think they would have taken these titles off Divine Dominion at this point yet. And while it was nice to have them have something to sink their teeth into for like a week, this is the only story that we've had for the Women's Tag Team Championship so far with Divine Dominion. And we'll see what they do next. Prophet, what were your thoughts on our opening match on Collision?
Well, opening match was good. Divine Dominion, like I said before, they're not losing, but something I said last week might be shaping up. Might be shaping it up.
What you got?
Might be the Brawling Birds. We may get Brawling Birds with Divine Dominion at All In. We might get them.
Alex Windsor has to be on that card, right? That All In card. She has to be.
There's no way she's not.
Yeah, she has to be on that card.
There's no way she's not.
And yeah, like you said last week, this would probably be a really good way to like get them tag titles established by having a really like couple month story with the two best tag teams that AEW has on the women's division. Next up, we're gonna knock out these next two things real quick. We're getting Swerve and Brody King at Summer Blockbuster on Wednesday, and we get the Don Callis family destroying the just some random talent backstage. Rocky and Trent were talking about how great it is to be in the Don Callis family, and they had to cut to Kesha, like little stuff like that, nothing crazy. Do you have anything on these two? There's not really much that happened here, honestly.
Whenever you see Lance Archer in the back, it's a red flag. Somebody's getting killed.
And now Jake Doyle's back there with them too. This might be worse than when Josh Alexander was doing it back there.
Yeah. Well, it's just these two giant bullies just destroying people. It's hilarious every time because they just beat the hell out of people. And then Rocky Romero is just there talking mad shit the whole time.
It was so great. So great. Next up, we get STP.
Uh-huh.
We get Shane Taylor versus Alan Angels.
Who?
He's back.
Out of TNA?
He's back, bro. Every single TNA.
Don't get me started with TNA, but out of TNA?
Alan Angels is back, baby. The man who took Kenny Omega to his limit 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Let me tell you what, he did not take Shane Taylor to his limit.
No.
Shane Taylor knocked his ass out. Like there was Alan 5. I guess I should call him 5, right? He's not 5 anymore. Alan Angels tried to jump, and Shane Taylor just knocked his bitch ass out, just straight up. Didn't even have to hit the package pile driver, the Marcus Garvey. Didn't have to do it, but he did it anyway because it's Shane Taylor and he's evil.
Man.
And then right after that, Shane Taylor gets on the mic, and he's like, "Moxley, you a bitch. I want to fight. Let's fucking fight." It's basically what it was. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I heard too.
Shane Taylor said SCP's taken everything that their starters have. Everything. And then we get the entrance because we're setting up another match. We have a trios match between Shane Taylor Promotions, specifically Lee Moriarty, Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo, versus the Death Riders, specifically Jon Moxley, Pac, and Claudio. I'm gonna get this match really quick because it just this STP and Death Riders feud is what I was talking about earlier, right? Death Riders have a couple things going on right now.
Yeah.
The Dogs have a couple things going on right now. It's like so interesting to see that there's like multiple stories going on with the same people. Like it just makes the company feel alive, right? Because usually in wrestling, for the most part, you're feuding with one person or a group of people, and that is all you do. And I'm not saying that this has never happened before, because it definitely has happened before. But It's so interesting to see, like, it feels like everything's living and breathing. People who hate each other still hate each other. They're fighting back and forth. Granted, it is separated on shows. Like, Dynamite feuds are not Collision feuds, which is hilarious, but I'm not going to get into that. Overall, a very good match between STP and the Death Riders. Of course, the Death Riders did take the win. But I don't even know what I was going to say. I lost track of what I was going to say. It was a really good match overall. Prophet, what were your thoughts on the entire segments of Shane Taylor Promotions?
That was great. Shane Taylor Promotions has been looks like they've been lifted out of Ring of Honor now, and they're starting to be gonna start becoming mainstays on AEW TV.
It's fantastic.
It's great. The one thing I love about Shane Taylor's promotions though is what the names of their finishers.
The Larry Tubman.
The Lariat Tubman is the best thing ever.
The Marcus Garvey driver from Shane Taylor.
It's so good. I don't care. Anytime I see Trish Adora and then I'm like, she has to hit the Lariat Tubman. It has to happen.
She didn't get to hit it this week because of fucking Marina Shafir.
Lame. Because I just wanted the announcer to say she hit her with the Lariat Tubman. The first time I heard that, I laughed for about an hour.
It was honestly, like, unironically, one of the best parts about Ring of Honor when Trish Adora was wrestling. When they were doing that pure title tournament.
Yep.
Legitimately, like, one of the best things.
Yeah.
And I remember when viral on Twitter, right? Because everyone saw the name for the first time. They're like, wait, Larry Tubman. And she's like, yeah, I've been calling that for years. It's great.
It's the best. But I'm glad SCP is on TV now. Well, on AEW TV now.
They're on the A show. They're on Collision.
Mm-hmm. So that's great.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Ciampa versus Beef. Also went very quickly. Not, very quick. A good way to get Ciampa back on TV, even though he's been on TV every day since he killed Jericho. I think Jericho's just dead. And then right after that, Tommaso Ciampa throws Beef out of the ring, wrenches him up, puts him in that submission, that elevated walls, and he makes Tony give him a pass over a mic, and he makes Tony Schiavone say that Tommaso Ciampa is better than Chris Jericho, which he does because he was going to break Beef's back if he didn't otherwise. And then Ciampa was like, look, he's 100 years old. He knows it. And Ciampa said he's waiting for Jericho to show up. Any thoughts on these two segments?
It was expected for Ciampa to beat up Beef. It's kind of hilarious that he's just calling out Jericho every week, though. And just Jericho's not showing up. Or,
I think he killed him.
I think Jericho's scared. He doesn't want to go against that psychopath.
I don't blame him. If that's the way to keep Jericho off of TV, I'm down for it.
Well, hey, Ciampa is just, he's that guy. But Ciampa's just getting solo segments all the time now, which is actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it is a little weird that Jericho hasn't been here. Like, I get not on Collision, right? Because I don't know. We don't need Jericho on the A show. I get it makes sense.
Right.
But the fact he hasn't been on Dynamite in a couple weeks too. I know he's probably telling the beat down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also been kind of refreshing that he hasn't been around personally.
Yeah. So Ciampa's just carrying the feud by himself.
I mean, it was going to happen either way, so makes sense. Shane Taylor and Trish Adora killed Wheeler Yuta, and we got Shane Taylor on TV again talking about, hey, we're going to be in your hometown, Moxley. Let's fight, basically. No, that's all it was. While Wheeler Yuta was dead, Trish Adora attacked him again. That was really all that was. Now, I'm going to talk about it now. Later, Jon Moxley doesn't talk about... we get Jon Moxley again in the backstage. Doesn't talk anything about Wheeler Yuta getting attacked. He just wants to fight Shane Taylor, which he will, because Shane Taylor is getting an AEW Continental Championship match. Not an Eliminator, an actual championship match.
Wow.
Very interesting.
He skipped past the Eliminator.
He did. I wouldn't want to do that either. You just went 20 with Kyle O'Reilly. What is Shane Taylor going to do to me? You know?
But still, Moxley is like 1,000-0, 1,001 in Eliminators.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor just leapfrogged right past it. It's like, nah. I'll beat up Wheeler Yuta and get the shot.
Now y'all know how to do it. If you don't want an Eliminator, find Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah. Just beat him up.
That'll be that easy. None of the Death Riders came to help Yuta, by the way. Yuta was just out. I don't even know where the rest of the Death Riders were. They were like, wherever they are, slinking around somewhere. I don't know where they go.
Doing neck bridges.
Probably. They didn't even know his Yuta was gone.
Nope.
They didn't ask questions. Yeah, whatever. Next, the delusional match happened. We had Clark Connors versus Juice Robinson. This match went on a lot longer than I thought it was gonna go. It was a great match though. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not complaining that it went longer than I thought. Mm-hmm. I just expected it to be like shorter. But either way, Clark Connors did get the win. Not cleanly though, because Davey Finlay hit Juice Robinson in the back with the shillelagh. And that was really it. The Dogs were about to attack Juice Robinson, but the rest of the Bang Bang Gang came out to stop it. And this is what I'm talking about. Again, another feud. Bang Bang Gang and the Dogs. We need... Jay White got to come back. It's for sure being set up now, because they're now wrestling every week. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will happen. Prophet, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts was... Match was fun. Glad to see... Like I said, I'm glad to see the Dogs in there. I'm actually glad to see the Bang Bang Gang just there also. So, seeing that, but you know what? I always go back to my thing. Where's Jay White at, man? Where's he at? He needs to be here.
It has to be setting up now. It has to be. Because, like, they're starting to do this feud. They started doing this Bang Bang Gang Dogs feud out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. He has to be ready to come back. Like, this is for sure setting him coming back. I'm guessing at Forbidden Door, it has to be. Yeah,
and who was it? I think David Finlay kind of called him out anyway. So, yeah, it has to happen.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got a little backstage thing with a lot of the people that we think are going to be in that Survivor of the Fittest for the TBS Championship. While we still don't have any matches confirmed yet, which is still a little strange, I'm not going to lie, we got a few women who were talking. They had like a lot of really good reasons on why they want to be TBS champion. Sheeta, Stat, Mina, and Harley were talking. I'm going to ignore the Harley part of it. Queen Aminata and Zeta Steel. So we probably got a few of these women are probably going to be in that Survivor of the Fittest July 1st. Very interesting. We got a lot of motivation. I think this was a really good backstage segment from these women. You have anything here?
Yeah, Queen Aminata, next TBS champion. Next.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At this point, there's no other choice.
Yeah, just saying.
If we're going to be real, can I be very honest? Like, very, very candidly honest?
You're going to be anyway, so go for it.
That is very true. The TBS title, that's a black-ass title, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That's a black-ass title. Give it to Aminata. Well, what's the lineage? It's Jade. It's off the top of my head, so I apologize. Jade, I'm not going in order either. Jade, Willow, Mercedes, and then, who was it? Stat and Julia Hart.
Yep.
You take out the last two. That's a black-ass title. Just Aminata is destined to win the TBS championship.
Just saying. Queen Aminata. Mm-hmm. TBS champ.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first. Probably not. I think a lot of people are agreeing with us. I think that's what everyone wants. Because if we're not gonna do the Tekla feud with Aminata for the world title, which I don't know why we haven't done that anyway, Aminata needs to be TBS champion.
Right.
You give me one or the other. Either we get that feud re kicked off with Tekla and Aminata, or give Aminata the TBS championship. Next up, we had a trios championship match between the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy, Red Strong, Colorado, versus La Facción Ingobernable, Rush, Jordisico, and Sammy Guevara. I'm not gonna talk about this one too much. Rush got another title shot, but also didn't win here. I guess this is a surprise to no one, right? Good match overall, but and still World Trios champions, the conglomeration. You got any thoughts on that one?
Yeah. They need to kick out Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. I wonder why Beast wasn't here. Mercedes is back. Why is Beast not back?
Mm-hmm. Oh, visa issues.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sucks. That's lame. Next up, we talked about this earlier, but the Dogs challenged the Young Bucks for Summer Blockbuster, so we're going to get that match on Wednesday. That they is now billed as the number one contender match for the world titles, world tag team titles. I'm guessing the Dogs win and then, blow their chance and then we move on. Any thoughts there?
That's going to be a fun match.
Yeah. Should be real good.
Yeah. That summer blockbuster is shaping up to be pretty insane.
That card is stacked.
Yeah.
Speaking of that card, we're also getting Orange Cassidy versus Andrade El Idolo on that card. Funny enough. So it should be very interesting. Wait, what'd you say?
I said more Andrade.
More Andrade. Against Orange Cassidy this time. Andrade takes that for sure.
Yeah.
And then next up, we go to our main event. We have another Owen Hart Foundation match here in the main event. It is Persephone versus Hazuki. Boy, oh boy. If I'm one of the women in AEW, Loki, I'm jealous. I'm not going to hold you. I'd be jealous. Because Hazuki and Persephone came out here and they showed out. Hazuki was attacking the eye of Persephone because Persephone has that little black eye from the mist from Julia Hart from a couple months ago. And it was just overall a fight. It was a fight. Persephone was trying to outpower Hazuki as much as he could. Whenever Hazuki was on the ground and couldn't get back up due to power, she went after Persephone's face. Persephone was already talking about that she couldn't see because of the mist, right? She has like one eye blind at this point. And just overall, incredible match. We did get Persephone getting caught. She got caught in a cradle. A 1, 2, 3. Hazuki moves on. I think a very surprising outcome for a lot of people. I thought Persephone was going to win. I think a lot of people were betting on Persephone to win. But I think people forget that Hazuki has wrestled Mercedes before. And Lord have mercy, was that a great match. So it should be a really good rerun of that match.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, rest in peace, Mercedes face turn that we all thought was going to happen. Because after the match, Mercedes came out and attacked Persephone. I guess that that therapy did not take.
Wait, hold on. Who thought it was going to be a face turn?
I was all for it. I was like, she's going to be the face against Tekla's heel. The crowd is into it. This is great. Fantastic. Don't worry that she came out of the heel tunnel. Don't worry about that stuff. Adam Copeland or Christian Cage comes out of the heel tunnel all the time.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. It was the face turn. It was the face turn that we were all expecting. And she said she went to therapy. So that was another reason. I was like, oh yeah, she went to therapy. She's all good.
Oh,
No, she attacked Persephone immediately.
To the surprise of only you.
And a lot of other people. Because we were like, we're here to cheer for Mercedes. The crowd was still cheering for Mercedes. The crowd didn't take that Mercedes is still bad. Low-key, I didn't either. I was like, Mercedes, I don't know why you're doing this, but you probably have the valid reason, maybe, potentially.
Now you're making excuses for it? It went from, oh, she's not the bad guy, to, you know what, she might be bad, but, you have a valid excuse for doing it.
Hey,
she
might have a valid reason. You never know. Remember, Mercedes got hit with that cake. Was Persephone there? No. But,
Was Persephone the one that threw it at her? No.
Nope. She wasn't even in the building.
She wasn't even there.
She probably wasn't even in the country.
The only thing you could say is, like, what? I don't think Persephone was the one that beat her for the CMLL women's title.
She was.
Oh, see? There's your reason. Come on, man.
Yeah. She shouldn't have beat her for the title then, huh?
Oh, God.
But yeah, Mercedes was attacking Persephone. Persephone. Hazuki comes out to try to stop it, and chaos ensues. They had to try to get people to come out to break them up. Mercedes went after Hazuki. Hazuki went after Mercedes. Hazuki was still trying to go at Mercedes at the end when we got the end of the show. Because, Mercedes is attacking people for no reason. And that's our semifinal. Immediately put heat on it. Plus, like I said earlier, Mercedes did beat Hazuki before. For the, it was a title defense for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's gonna be really good. Very good. Prophet, what were your thoughts on the main event and the ending segment?
Main event was excellent.
So good.
We got this on free TV too, which is again incredible. Just high level wrestling on the card. And yeah, it's just interesting that putting one person in the Owen Hart tournament literally changed everything.
It's crazy, right? Because I thought Hazuki was gonna like stand strong, right? And then Mercedes comes out and they build the match for the semifinal, which hasn't been a thing that's been happening for the Women's Cup.
I'm just gonna say this: the story stuff for the women's stuff took a backseat when Mercedes left.
It's the truth. Like it sucks to say, but it's the truth. Should it have happened? Probably not. Like I think you have a lot of really good women there still. Right, but and this isn't even me trying to like do like the funny glaze thing. It's Mercedes, right? Like she's one of the best of this generation, up there with Tony, right? So you have someone like that in your division that becomes the centerfold. She's the wild card and became the centerfold of this tournament immediately.
Crazy,
yeah, it's wild. And like I said, as much as I'm not a fan of having Mercedes here, and then things pick up, but I mean, at this point, what can you do, right?
Well, right now it's just blatant, okay?
It's a little gross. Yeah.
It's very blatant, right? The second she showed up, bam, like 3 stories show up in the Women's Hart Cup. The Owen Hart Women's Cup.
Also, Tekla gets on the mic. When's the last time Tekla was able to get on the mic, other than that Alice Winslow promo? Like, live in the ring.
I don't know. They might have watched this, watched our thing and, put her up there. And then Mercedes popped up. But, not trying to take credit.
I think we should take credit.
I'm just self-high-five myself and pat myself on the back.
Although I still think we could have did with one more women's match on Dynamite. Something. Yep. But, like I said earlier, Mercedes showed up and that conversation about the women's division stopped immediately.
Right, but at the same time, we got how many matches on Collision?
We got 2 very, very competitive matches
that lasted a good amount of time, both of them. So Mercedes comes back, has that match with Alex Windsor. We get Tekla doing her thing with the Triangle of Madness and declaring war on Stardom. Then Collision, we get the Divine Dominion TJ match. That was already scheduled, right?
Yeah.
But we also get the final, the semifinal. The Owen Hart Cup match. That's going to lead to, the next match, Mercedes and Hazuki, and then we get that. Well, that match was the main event, and Mercedes pops out at the end of Collision and brings a little more story to it. I don't know. If Willow was there, would have happened? No. It's just it's blatant now. And I'm not saying Mercedes... people are going to think I'm saying it's a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just when all that stuff happens and how it's happening, it's just very blatant that when Mercedes or Toni Storm is not there, the women are not treated the same, and that's not fair to the rest of the women on there because they do have the talent on there. I'm glad Mercedes is back. I'm not complaining at all.
No, of course not.
It's just this is actually just something for whoever's booking and whoever's higher up, right? You guys are making it real blatant right now, real obvious that you do not have confidence in the rest of the women's division when the only time you run these stories and make the women's division, you decide you want to invest more in the women's division is when 2 wrestlers are there. And that's not fair.
Prophet, I 1000% agree with what you said.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth. Also, you want to know something else that was like kind of blatant?
What's up?
So we got the Hazuki Mercedes match, right? is scheduled.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to happen on Summer Blockbuster. And I think I said that earlier. I was wrong. It's actually going to be happening the week after. So this is the first time in months that the women's division already has a match scheduled for not this week's shows, but next week's.
Right.
That's another thing. To go right to your point. That hasn't happened in months.
That hasn't happened in months since Mercedes and Tony.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Saying, if it's your first time here on the show, we call out everything. So, we're gonna get on AEW for not doing right by, the men or the women's division. We're also gonna praise them when they need to be praised, but we do not hold back. And this is just one of those things where they are just blatantly not. They did not have any confidence in the women's roster when Mercedes and Tony was gone.
Bro, look at the build for the 4-way. We talked about it for Double or Nothing, right? That 4-way match build, them women were barely on TV.
Yeah.
And we never really got, other than the three of them winning matches, and not even to the extent of Chris and Stat, because Chris and Stat, Sheeta and Stat,
yeah,
because they were losing tag matches, and then we're still able to get into this 4-way, right? Like, and they weren't on TV to build this at all. They never really interacted with each other, like, at all. So while I know a lot of people are very happy with the representation that was happening, I think Collision did a really good job with the women. They opened and closed the show, had really good matches, right?
Yeah.
They had a segment. They were setting up for a match, not even this week, but the following week. It still should be said that we for sure should not need Mercedes here to do this, because we have women that are already more than capable of holding up a story. And even if you don't trust the women that are on AEW TV in general, you have a woman in Athena that is actively holding up Ring of Honor by herself. Like, she is the face of Ring of Honor. And you don't bring her up for anything. She wasn't on TV this week.
Yep. You have, you have the women there. It's just that you're not, at this point, the way things are going, you haven't been using them until it was convenient to use them in a certain situation.
Yeah, you can't be mad about the women doing whatever, but not putting them on TV. Like, how many squash matches did we get for Roosh? We got like a month's worth of squash matches for Roosh.
Right.
What do we get for TJ? The thing that we talked about before. They had one squash match and went on to Divine Dominion. And then that story ended. That's done. That's in a week. Done.
Yeah.
And sadly, that week-long story is, other than Babes of Wrath winning the titles, that is the story of Divine Dominion as tag champs. That's it. That is their one story with one team that they were able to sink their teeth into. It was a week.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see in this coming week and the coming weeks. We're definitely going to see the difference, right? Like you already said, there's a match already scheduled for not this week, but the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Already. But this week is going to be real telling, because we're probably going to see a Mercedes. Mercedes at some point is going to be on Dynamite. At some point, somewhere, whether it's a match or whether she's on there for 1 minute or 5 minutes, she's going to be on there.
Yeah.
And what else are we getting on Dynamite? Is Sky Blue's match on Dynamite?
Yeah, Sky Blue and Sari is happening on Dynamite.
Okay, so we get that. We're probably going to get a segment from Mercedes. They're probably also going to throw in, maybe somebody from Stardom's going to show up to fight Tekla after the Sky Blue match.
Mm-hmm.
And then Collision will probably be, we'll have like the 2 or 3 women's matches again. They went from 0 to like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It'll be like 2 or 3. right?
Collision usually does a good job with like the women's matches,
Yeah.
but when I say usually, I mean it's usually like sometimes we'll get 3, but like one of those 3 will be like a quick squash. If we get 3, if we get 2, it's usually like one squash and one like normal match. Like I don't know, it's just Prophet. Yeah, I agree with you. And I know I've been like making a lot of jokes about Mercedes this episode. I fully understand that, but realistically, Mercedes being here should not have drastically changed this much. That literally means you only have faith in Mercedes, which is not. That's probably not a great feeling for the other women that are there busting their asses every week. And again, that's no fault of Mercedes. That's not Mercedes. That's not Tony. They just get more opportunities on TV.
Yeah.
And now with Tony being gone for the year, like we've really seen the drastic difference. And now we have even more proof of Mercedes being back. Yeah, man, that's it. I guess to end off, y'all should still be calling AEW out right now. I'm sad that we're not seeing it, but y'all should definitely be calling out AEW right now.
Yeah. Hey, we're going and just the Dynamite and Collision were excellent this week. Overall. So, and this this one thing this thing doesn't for sure does not ruin anything, right?
No.
That they were both great shows. We just want to see the women get their fair share on the show.
I think in general we've had a lot of really good shows with like barely any women's representation, and we were able to call those good shows. But yeah, like you were saying, they can still be good shows, and we can still want more from them.
So, what were your thoughts on this week's shows?
I thought they were great. Like I thought, I liked both Dynamite and Collision a lot. Collision has like really found itself again. Like Collision's been really good all year, and I think people are now like watching it again because people thought that Collision wasn't important. Like a lot of people, were in that mindset where there's an A show and a B show. Realistically, there isn't that. Both shows are important.
Yeah.
And I think this was a really good week to show that. It was just overall just a fantastic week in AEW.
Yep, I agree, man. So with that, you know what time it is.
It is time for us to get out of here. But first, we got some house cleaning to do, y'all.
Yeah, of course.
First, if you look up TAGPW online, you'll be able to find where are we at. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We are on Threads. Damn, we're everywhere. If you look up TAGPW podcast anywhere, go follow us. We were putting up a lot of clips this week. A lot of those got a lot of good traction everywhere too. So thank you so much to everyone who was watching those clips. Especially our 2 biggest were the women's division one and the Jay White one. Funny enough,
because everybody is wondering the same thing I am. Where's Jay White?
Hashtag Where's Jay White. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for going over there. If you're not following us over there, definitely make sure you follow us over there. Also, if you look up TAGPW podcast, you'll be able to find us on Apple and Spotify. This is an audio podcast while we are also on YouTube, which Prophet's going to talk about in a little bit. We are on Spotify and we are on Apple. Go over there, rate, download those episodes, put some comments over there too, because we'll be able to see those comments too. We want to answer them. So definitely make sure you listen to us on the go. Definitely make sure you're following us everywhere. Also on Blue Sky, if you want to follow us directly, you can follow Prophet at Prophet, PROFFITT. You can follow me at Shikoku, SHIKKOKU. I think we've been on there a little bit more this week. I put a couple things up this week also. And you can follow the podcast channel over there on Blue Sky at TAGPW Podcast. We've been putting clips up there also. So yeah, that's it. Make sure you follow us everywhere because we are everywhere. Prophet, tell the people about YouTube.
All right, guys. First off, to everybody our new subscribers on YouTube, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Getting more eyes on the channel, getting more eyes on the show. Fantastic. And want to thank you guys for, just the positive turnout this week with, the clips that we brought up. It was just great to see. So with that, if you haven't subscribed, come on now. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, so whenever our show comes up, you get it. Whenever our new clips come up, you get it. Also, I know we talk a lot of stuff on here. Comment. Those comments are great, man. Comments are fun. Hit us up. We'll for sure talk back, and we will also probably talk about it on the channel. Lastly, and this is the last thing. After you subscribe and get onto the channel and you want more of us, we got a playlist with over, I think, 130, 140 episodes of Off the Top Rope. And it even has the older, even has the episodes where we were reviewing TNA at one point in time. Just remember that. We used to talk about TNA also. It used to be a whole different, we used to do Dynamite and then TNA. It's two different shows. So if you want to listen to those, feel free, hit that, wow, I lost my train of thought.
Don't worry, it happened.
Hit that playlist and go on right on through and just watch the show. Hey, listen to it while you're working. We'll make you work harder, especially with some of the stuff going on. You probably get you might get upset. You might get a little fired up. You get all of it. Listen to the show. So thank you guys, and once again, we really appreciate you guys visiting the channel this week. So with that, we are out.
Peace.